Welcome everyone to today's video. So the other video when I wanted to install the SSD into this Retina MacBook from 2013 or so, where the adapter didn't fit, I now ordered the hopefully matching adapter. The other one was with a larger PCB, but this one only comes with a small piece. And it is of course slightly ridiculous that this small piece of PCB garbage with this just one socket there cost $15 or euro, plus minus, sometimes even 20, depending where you source it. Maybe I should make a business and order 100 pieces of this for, I don't know, less than $1 each or so in China and resell them. Anyway, I hope this fits. I said in the other video, this one is using this extremely rare PCIe connected serial ATA things, where the flash comes with an AHCI serial ATA controller on the PCB. Completely rare. You probably want to watch the other video for all the details. So I also said that Apple had a BIOS update for these machines for High Sierra also, for this new Apple APFS booting that supports NVMe, which original this machine did not. I do not yet have stock of this extremely rare SSD, so if this fits, I will take out an NVMe, and even of those I currently don't have stock. I would disable SSD caching in one of our Linux servers, take it out for this test, just for the fun and education of you guys. And then I need to think what I order for this to install permanently. But just to test today, I also ordered many months ago new thermal compound, because this machine is constantly overheating. I also wanted to apply new thermal paste. So as reference, little benchmark here in Mojave, or however you want to pronounce this. So interestingly that this is right, this is read. By the way, does it stop eventually, or what is it doing here? As you can see, these are not the latest and greatest top of the line SSD speeds. As I said, this technology is also really strange. The serial ATA AHCI connected PCIe thing is of course not something you would normally do. I really wonder, maybe NVMe was not ready back in the day that Apple installed such strange stuff. I wonder, does this stop, or do I need to press stop? Or will it constantly continue? Anyway, these are the numbers as reference, and I would expect NVMe to perform way better. And for the heat, I just exported a video, but this was already 20 minutes ago. So let's go here back to this video project and render it again. That probably should bring the fans to full speed rather quickly. Here we have this SMC control thing that also shows the temperature. Again, on Linux we can get all those values from /this, and on Mac and Windows you need to program for everything. And is this, by the way, exporting or only 232%? Maybe it's mostly GPU limited then, as we are using this fast export option. But it's already at 71 degree just while we are talking. There, and now the fans spin up. I actually wonder, although I'm usually using it like this, I could, for the test of it, cancel this and export with the CPU. With this higher quality option, I think it's using here compress better quality. I think that's not using the GPU but the CPU then. But somehow it's also only going to 160%. 240%. The problem is, at least with this built-in tools, you don't see thermal throttling on Linux. You, at least on previous generations, or already maybe still with this generation, you would see system log prints at least of the thermal throttling event. Not sure if you can find some tool that is doing that for macOS. Here, but now the fans are nearly at full speed, 70 degrees. Of course here it's usually getting too hot to touch. This is really from the very first day here was egg frying and boiling water level temperatures. And here the backside of the bottom also gets plenty hot. Probably can hear the turbines. So we're getting 70 degree. Usually I'm not running this SMC temp, so I don't have a reference. Slightly wondering here about this CPU load though. We could also use the export speed, so what is this? Still 8 minutes. Yeah, probably it's throttling down already. Yeah, right now it's not really getting hotter, maybe even cooler, 65 degrees. The fans are now 6,200, 5,000 something, that is more or less maximum. Maybe it's even triggering maximum and the fans just physically don't reach it anymore. As I said, this is approaching 4 years old or so. So that is a reference. I could compile Linux kernel though, theoretically, but anyway, I will start to open it up now. Not sure why. Maybe iMovie is not the best load, but you see why we're talking only 1 minute decrease there. Not really sure why this load is so fluctuating. I would expect this to be more constant, or if this is already signs of throttling. Yeah, but here also changes. Anyway, we measured the SSD speed and have here some temperature level. There somehow, although this is far from over, actually now it increased to 9 minutes. Because the CPU load here became less and also the temperature was more down. As usual, I should have compiled the Linux kernel for consistent numbers. So then let's switch it off and see if we find an SSD to plug in. I did not even put the screws back in since the last time I opened it a week ago. So you can run around just fine with this screwed back. Of course not that I recommend it for you, but this two clipping things holds us quite a bit. Does this look like it could fit? Maybe, huh? Looks like it could be the right size. Let's get a screwdriver. This looks indeed right. And there you also see what nonsense this is. This is apparently then bigger if this really fits in there. This only makes it bigger, this custom connector, if a normal 8020 M2 SSD fits in there. For the rest, then you can totally not at all say they made it for the size or something if this just fits here anyway. I wonder why does this look, is this... Ah, this is underfill, or what they call it here on the this colorized stuff there. Okay, let's find an SSD. So 250 gigabyte NVMe drive, and as I said, they should also be much faster than the more rare AHCI Serial ATA ones. Just that you need BIOS and OS support. And this is an adapter. And this really fits. So much to Apple had to do this for performance reasons. Screws just go there. I think this looks fine, nothing short circuiting here. I think there is enough distance if you feel lucky. If you don't want to trust this gap, you can put there some electric tape. The only problem is I have the OS installed and everything on this proprietary one. No, I can't just simply copy this over, so I have nothing else where this plugs in. Unless I find another Mac to disassemble. Anyway, so we will have to freshly install the latest Mac OS here on this one, and then we will see. So after a quick boot, after a quick test boot in the Linux server, because I wondered why there was only 64 gigabyte used as LVM cache, but this was probably for testing purposes, so I uncached this already anyways. I think, as I said, it looks like there is air, but we will see. Also, here is no... I wonder if you can improve performance by putting here some thermal compound heat transfer thing, adhesive sticker. So this screw was this, and as I said, from the size you already see that Apple did not do this for any size constraint reasons, form factor or whatsoever. So in my opinion, given they have changed this 6 times or so over 6 years, this is purely to lock users and vendors out of this. Does it even network boot without any recovery partition, or how was it? Actually not really vanilla installing Mac so often. Kinda like this angry penguin test I made the other day, so let's see if this network boots. Why does that not work? Command Option R it was for internet recovery. Let's hope that works. Maybe I should check router throughput if we have any progress on that. And by the way, these small spots there are the keys constantly pressing. So even if you wipe your display every other day, you have this. And yeah, mine, I don't clean my display that often because I usually use my display everywhere. Not using that display too often. So despite our 400 Mbit or what we have here, that took quite a while for whatever reasons. And the interesting thing is, I think this booted some Mac OS that... Why does it not show this? I think this started the Mac OS that came with the machine, so we may not have an NVMe driver. This here, so with this old version, no NVMe. So then let's take MacBook Air. Throw down the iPhone. A fancy luxury Thunderbolt cable. Shut down this Mac and hope that probably the battery here is empty. This is, by the way, why I have this adapter to use other Macs also. Target disk mode, probably Alt Option Command T or something like that. No, that was not the right one. Apparently just T. Let's see if just T works. I hope this MacBook Air had target disk mode, huh? I wonder which OS was on here, because I think it doesn't. Oh, target disk mode. Because I think the latest was not supported on this Air. The fun of Apple, so super integrated, matching hardware and software that you don't even get the latest update anymore. Of course, this has it on this side, that has it on that side. The problem is also that this mini display port has already not the best contact anymore, so if I plug in a display it often flickers and doesn't work that much. That is of course really annoying. Here, and right now it doesn't show here something, so now we have here target disk mode, and the Thunderbolt thing does not have the best contact anymore. That were nice times when Thunderbolt just worked. Interesting, now this internet recovery appeared automatically. Yeah, the fun of Apple things. Everything is limited. No, this works. Apparently, lucky us. Yeah, as I said, at least this connector was not awesome anymore. And then people tell me, no, it's awesome and whatsoever. And this I did not even use so much. First of all, this MacBook Air we did not use so much. And this connector I did not even use so much because it wasn't my main machine, only some test and travel. So this connector wasn't even used so much. And yet it already failed so much to the small fragile connector stuff. Does it even boot, or was this touching too much already to break the connection? Let's try it. Why does it... Can't make this shit up. No. This touchscreen doesn't work. This is the first time this failed. Usually this was never a problem. Caps lock works, but not the... No, now it works. Oh, it was just hanging maybe. Maybe the Thunderbolt disk access. Let's try the other way around and see if we can maybe install. But this is also again a problem of this proprietary connector that I cannot plug anywhere. This works here, by the way. So it sees this disk, probably that one, NVMe. But this also means probably Apple Thunderbolt. This should mean, actually funny that this says really Linux LVM here. But this of course means that this BIOS here on this machine works with this NVMe thing, otherwise it wouldn't do the target disk mode. And this was, what did I say earlier? This is Sierra. Was Sierra the last one for that one? Anyway, let's partition this to something. Does this not allow editing? Maybe just. The problem is also that Apple would not allow me to. Let's try again the other way around. This makes more sense to boot from this one and then install Mojave. When we booted this one, this makes more sense. But this is, I think this is also why people get unsatisfied with Mac, with so much limitations and artificially forcing these things and not having OS boot media anymore and artificial limitations and such. Of course, if you only have one partition and always click on update, then it is not so difficult to install macOS. But if you once restore freshly from a new SSD or something, then the limitations start. Let's hope this boots now. Shouldn't touch the Thunderbolt cable, yeah. Actually, no, it boots before it was hanging. Probably touched the fragile connector too much. Somehow not the fastest, but whatever. My God, peace with all your stuff. Then let's try a fresh install of Mojave from this machine. Not enough space because it can only place it on the boot volume. Or what, can we delete here something? What could we possibly delete? Not even clever enough to install on another partition. Yeah, somehow the Thunderbolt connection is super slow. I really wonder why. It should be PCIe. I wonder if the error rate is that high. As I said, this connector is with regular displays error prone and such. So really wondering why it's so slow. If the error rate, some error correction or retrying. But yeah, everything is awesome on Macs. I found an Xcode to delete, but deleting this 12 GB or something apparently takes a while over Thunderbolt. Damn it. This Sierra may not be new enough. What did I say the other day? Because this is not seeing here any NVMe devices here. Let's upgrade this external MacBook Air. Then it can't boot, I guess, unless we modify this kernel allowed machine plist thing. And doesn't matter too much. What is it here? Oh, actually this is a second. Wait a second, is this? Oh, we have a second partition. Well, then we can install it on the second partition. I thought What, we cannot install to this one because it's Mac and target disk mode. What limitation is that now? Was this always like this or is it new? This is ridiculous. You use target disk mode to repair something and then you can't install it here or what? This is really annoying. This again something I did not know. This is ridiculous. So that's what the target disk mode is for. Oh my god. Becomes increasingly harder to get macOS on here. What a pity. I wonder, as we have now loaded this install, can we, but I have the feeling, now we have this app loaded. But it will not allow us the other way around. If we put this to install that, this will also be target disk mode. It's of course ridiculous. If it is an external USB device, it allows it. It's of course ridiculous if it is an external USB device, it allows it. And if it's a Mac and target disk mode, it does not allow it. Thank you very much, Apple. This is exactly why we are using Linux now. This is also a funny error. I thought, let's try trick it and install Mojave here anyway on the Air. And while it tries to start, it says here, installation of macOS could not continue. Installation request downloading important content. That content can't be downloaded at this time. Try again later. Like, what? Is this an error message for this Mac is not supported, or do they really mean it? could start downloading that a minute ago here, so no idea what's that, you know. Okay, booted in that combination again, and here it starts to install. You may not install it to this volume because the computer is missing a firmware partition. I only wanted to install macOS for test, and like every combination I can imagine doesn't work. And you would tell someone that is easy and straightforward and awesome, and it is ridiculous. Funny thing is, this partition on this USB drive I had years ago and macOS on it before I used it as external video storage. Can't make the shit up that literally nothing works here. Funny that since then does it correctly show Linux file systems here. Let's see if, so this was empty, right? Not that I lose a precious YouTube video. No, even without encryption. This is ridiculous. Back to the drawing board, finding a new combination to install a fresh macOS. This is also ridiculous that this internet recovery is only loading the very initial version. As much as they want to push the latest version to everyone, they could really load the latest version though. Once I want the latest version, and in that combination they don't give it to me.